this is going to be a bit of a slideshow because I never really sorted any videos, so I don't really have anything to use for that. So I have a bunch of photos I want to show, but not so much any videos. Sorry about that. It's kind of an end of an era. You know, if I had one way to speak about the M50 Mark II, it would just be a sense of nostalgia because it was my first true camera. You know, I had used other cameras in the past. I had, as a kid, my Kodak C300. Then I also would use my grandma's, I don't know, some other Canon PowerShot that I can't remember the name of. And then I had a Vixia HFR 800 camcorder that I bought as my first thing I bought with my own money. And then I wanted an upgrade. And that was where the M50 Mark II came in. I wanted a better video camera. I didn't really give a shit about photography, so it was like, okay, whatever. So I bought it. And you know what? Funny enough, I ended up liking photography a lot more. And I started playing with it. And the images that came out of the camera were just super, super nice. I felt proud of myself for once, you know? It was like, I made that. And I didn't have a RAW program, so I think I probably shot in RAW plus JPEG for a while, but I was like, went back to JPEG. I'm only doing this off memory. It's been like almost 5 years now. No, 4 years, sorry. And I remember I found out about Adobe DNG converter somehow, and that worked because I already had Photoshop Elements 14 and it had Camera Raw built in. And that was the start of where I started playing with my images. I really started tinkering, seeing what I could pull out of them, even though I knew I wasn't hitting any skill ceiling or anything, like far from it. But I could adjust images in a way that I liked. It's something I could do. There's a bug in my room, really? How? Anyway, I was able to play with the image and just make it my own, like all photographers do. And over the time, I amassed more lenses, you know. I heard about bright aperture lenses. Didn't really want to spend all the money on the EF adapter yet, so I bought not Viltrox, that was later. I bought a Mikey, however they say it, a 50mm 1.7. And it's all manual. The lens is just gorgeous to use, and look at the images from it. Oh my god, absolutely is worth a purchase. And you know, it worked, but manually focusing was not nearly as equal to autofocus, especially as a newcomer to that world. But it gave me great images when I would take my time. So after that, I don't remember what I did. I think I got the 55-200 for EFM platform. Talk about a great lens. That is, I wish it didn't fall out of my bag when I was switching lenses and shatter on the ground. You know, it is what it is. But I took some great photos with that too. And as you grow, of course, you start, buying some other stuff. I had a converter and I used the EF lenses. I had the Nifty 50. I had a speed booster. That speed booster saved my ass so many times with dark photos. It's hilarious how often that we run out of light seemingly. But if that's the case, then usually we aren't using the right settings. But sometimes they can just get too dark and you have to just use a flash or like a flashlight, I guess. I don't know. But, I persevered. I went through all of the challenges with it. And it gave me a lot of images that I'm able to look back at and say, yeah, I'm extremely happy for that. It really helped me grow as a person and a photographer. And it basically created this, personality where everything that I talk about is cameras. It's the one that gave me that kind of a drive to do something. And I gotta say, a camera for less than like $1,000 that has this much goodness coming out of it is just super nice. Because cameras are stupid expensive from the point of view of somebody that's only using a phone or a camcorder. Like, why would I spend that much money? Well, I paid like $700 or something for the kit, and that was definitely questionable. But I made it all work, and it ended up being probably the most important purchase of my 20s. So here I am, about a week and a half after turning 30, and the camera's going to a new home. Dude, it's been a hell of a ride, but at least somebody else will be able to hopefully enjoy it as much as I did. Camera's got a lot of life left in it. Somehow it survived all those conditions I brought it in so many times, but yeah, it works like a dream. Canon makes great stuff. Tripping over my words. And it also was the camera that made me realize that, maybe I'm craving something a little bit bigger for my hands, and then I moved to a DSLR. Funny how you buy something and then you downgrade. Oh well. Anyways, that's my camera, and soon it's going to be gone.